Hello, my beloved psychopaths, and welcome to the Siron Show. Oh my god, I'm so excited! I'm hyped! I'm back today with Tyler D.OE!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tyler D.OE Show!
Oh my god, your impression of me is awful.
Really? I thought that was pretty good. We'll let the audience decide. Comment down below, how close was I on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh god. Anyways, we're back with our official best ever tier list of the One Piece arcs! Part 3! You don't...
Objective.
Sorry?
I'm saying it's the objective tier list.
The objective best, indeed.
Yes.
Listen to Tyler. Today we have for you the post-time skip arcs up until Reverie, because Wano is still going on, so we're not gonna judge that. We might eventually, if One Piece ever decides to conclude, do a part 4. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
that'll
right
be way in the future, because I think we still got a little while in Wano, and then we've got who knows what after that. We don't really know yet, but we'll see.
But that's not the topic of today's video. Today we're going right back into it. We're starting off with the return from the time skip, the return to Sabaody.
This one, I found to be like a really satisfying arc, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
like
I agree fully.
It's just so cool to see them come back and be strong. Like,
I mean, to be honest,
especially
story-wise, not a lot happens. The Straw Hats get back together, and there's some fake Straw Hats going on and stuff, and it doesn't really matter. But it's just so cool.
You know what's the really cool part for me is whenever they just start like one-shotting the pacifistas.
Like, yes.
That is a serious improvement in strength, because before this they were getting slapped by the pacifistas. Like, none of them stood a chance at all to the pacifistas. And I also liked that scene where Luffy just starts dodging all the shit. Oh man, that's a cool scene.
Oh yes, that's actually the picture I chose for the tier list.
Yeah, but I
so
love
cute.
this arc in general. I also really like another like kind of underrated thing about this arc is, well, two things. One, it's cool just to see that they all change.
Yeah.
Honestly, Robin didn't really change that much, and then Nami changed to be literally from a C cup to a triple F, so that was a definite change. And then, but like Zoro and Sanji specifically, and then of course Usopp. Usopp got a really cool change. He went from being like, I could beat this guy in a fight and I'm just a regular person, to like, no, I would not fuck with them now. Because I think that what they wanted to show on this one is that they're not afraid of the pacifistas anymore. I think like that was at least my impression, was like, that was just one way to give you a quick power scaling thing, like give you a hint. But yeah, in the next arc, you really get to figure out how strong they are.
Anyways, are we ready to rank this one?
I'm curious to see where you want to put this, because I'm kind of indifferent where we put this one, to be honest with you. I like it a lot, but you know, where are you putting it?
I mean, I like it a lot, but really it's the One Piece hype is real to me.
Really? I was going to put it in Super.
I mean, I can agree with Super, but it was just so
that,
cool.
Like, it was a lot of the stuff that happened was kind of superficial, right? Like you said at the beginning, you're like, really not a lot of story stuff happens, but you do get to see them. Like, I think all the things that are cool about this is that like it's all superficial. None of it's like super important or imperative. So
yeah,
I would rather put this in Super.
I mean, I kind of agree with that. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's fine.
Super it is.
Personally, I think the coolness would bump it up.
There is an aspect of that, but I don't know. I just don't think that the coolness brings it up enough to be like in the category with all those other arcs, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Next up, we have the arc that has been hyped up for so long. I mean, Wano could take a piece of that. The Fishman Island arc.
You saying that just reminded me that that's one of the things that I didn't like about this arc. They hype it up, hype it up, hype it up. The only thing that truly delivered in this arc for me was the way that it looks, and then 2, the interaction between like the crew and Jinbei.
In my opinion, this arc is way underrated. Like, everyone rips on this arc for not having the best villains, but it's so cool. Okay, first of all, here we really get the Straw Hats powered up. All of the fights and seeing how much they've grown, how much they've improved. Frankie showing off all his new crazy abilities, and Zoro slicing up Fishman underwater.
Okay, so that part is one thing that I feel like this arc does is so fucking cool. Is Zoro goes up against the main bad guy, not the secondary bad guy, the main bad guy, and beats him underwater. Oh my god, like that's a serious like look how strong this guy's got. Like, he was strong before, and he would have probably done the same thing either way. But I think he would have lost before for sure, right? Like, he's not winning that fight like before the time skip. I also like the moment where they're like all stuck in the cage, and Brooke uses this new like power that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
where he, like,
that's
ghosts
true.
out of there.
It's so fun.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff happens, but okay, this is the reason why I said before we started recording, I said I do have a lot to say about this arc. This is one of the arcs where I stopped reading it halfway through, left the series for a while, came back and skipped to the end just because I was like, dude, I just don't even have it in me to do this anymore. Like I literally couldn't. So I just literally, like, I did not go back and actually fill in the blanks until much later. So like whenever I came back and watched it, or read it rather, I just came back and read the last fight, and then from there on, so like the Jean. Oh yeah, this is another cool moment, by the way. The Jean Bade blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Breaking down barriers.
I mean, the whole theme's in there.
Yeah, that theme is cool. That, and it goes. And oh, I also love that at the beginning, whenever they start doing the flashback to, is her name Odahime?
Yeah. Odahime.
Yeah, whenever they do like the Odahime flashbacks, and you get to flesh out that storyline a little more. Fisher Tiger. Oh.
Yes,
that
we get
part
two of the
so
most amazing
cool.
flashbacks in this arc.
Yeah,
Come on.
There are cool flashbacks, but I just remember being like, I got past all of that. Like once I got past the Fisher Tiger, and you know what, it kind of feels like I wanted more of that. And also, actually, now that I'm thinking back to it, I was watching this arc because I just thought it looked so good in color, and I hadn't found the colorized version of the manga yet.
Oh yeah.
So it just looked so cool in color that I went back and was watching it, and I think that happened to like mess with me too, because once I went back and read it from, like, whenever I went back and filled in the blanks, I was not really having a hard time. Like I was just kind of breezing through it. It wasn't hard to read at all, especially if you read it colorized. Oh, it's beautiful.
For me, when I watched through this arc, I couldn't stop. I literally binged through it in like a couple of days.
Yeah, by the way, if you people don't know, Siron has been flying through this shit. Like, he'll text me one day and be like, yeah, I'm on Fishman Island, and then it feels like 2 days past, and he's like, just finished Dressrosa. I'm like, what? How the fuck did you just finish Dressrosa?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it was Punk Hazard though, but still, I mean, I probably watched Whole Cake Island in 3 days.
Wow, that's crazy. Hold on,
Whole Cake Island is long.
Okay, so Whole Cake Island is almost 100 episodes long.
I mean, okay, people, if you watch the anime post TIMESKIP, watch One Piece. Like, there's this website called onepace.net. Watch that. Like, all the criticisms about the anime being slow are wiped out there. Do that and you're gonna have an amazing time.
I think you've explained this to me before. Do they literally take out the slow moments, or do they just speed everything up?
No, they take out the slow moments. They cut out everything that's not in the manga.
Oh, shit.
They literally make it like in the manga.
That's a game changer, you're right. That's a game changer.
People, if you ever want to watch or rewatch One Piece, One Piece is your best friend. Anyways, let's get back to Fishman Island, because I love this arc way more than most people. Like, there's this one moment when Hody wants to execute the king and the princess, and all the people, all the normal fishmen that are just standing over the battlefield start screaming for Luffy to come in to destroy Fishman Island, because they'd rather Luffy destroy Fishman Island than to be ruled over by Hody.
Which, by the way, when that happened, did you think that was going to be the moment where, you remember at the beginning that shark lady gave the prophecy?
Yeah.
That he would destroy. Did you think that was what was going to happen?
I knew it wouldn't, because I watched Hacking. But I felt like that could have been. I was rooting for Luffy to destroy Fishman Island at that moment.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool moment. Yeah, there's a lot of cool moments, but I guess you could say that about any arc in One Piece. I think we should get to ranking this. Where do you rank this?
So to me, and I know you will disagree with this one, to me this one was a One Piece hype is real.
I want to live. Okay. If you would have said I want to live for this, I would have been like, you're crazy. But yeah, I can. You know what? I can see why you'd put it there. So I think I'm just gonna agree with you, because there are a lot of really cool moments, and I think that you watching it on One Piece. It's hard for me to even say that because it's so close to One Piece. But you watching it on One Piece probably helped you a lot more than it did with me, because until I read it, I was having a really hard time getting through. So yeah, I can agree with that. And I need to go back and watch it on One Piece, because I would really like to see it animated. It was a good arc. Other than that. Do. Let's move on to Punk Hazard, the next one. After the Straw Hats rise up from under the sea and they get this distress signal, when we first land on the island and we just see that fiery landscape, man, I was hyped. All of the beginning, with them fighting the dragon and the other ones getting captured. Man, I love the beginning of Punk Hazard.
The whole setting at the beginning was really fun.
You keep specifying the beginning.
Yes! Because this arc for me was the one where I almost dropped it. Man!
Which, again...
The middle takes long!
It's crazy that you hear Siron say, I almost dropped this, because you know he binged through it quick, right? Like, so to hear him say that
I took a long break. I mean, for my standards, long break there. Probably 1 or 2 weeks, but that's a long break for me.
I can see what you mean, though, with, like, the middle part getting kind of slow. But, like, the thing that kind of saves this arc for me and makes it actually kind of enjoyable to me, one, it's not that long. It's like 50 chapters or like 45 chapters or something like that. So it's not that crazy long. I don't know how long it is in the episodes.
I made the mistake of watching this one not on one pace, just the regular anime. And man, there were episodes and episodes and episodes of just them running from the gas.
You know what was my... Oh, dude, that's true. Holy shit, actually, that's so true.
It didn't stop. At first they're running from the slime monster, then they're running from the gas. Oh man!
It reminds me of something that happens in Whole Cake Island that we'll get to. Speaking of running, but yeah, like there is a lot of that now that you mention it. You know what? Actually, that's a really fucking good point, Siron. That brings us down a little bit. But yeah, there is still a lot of running from the gas in the manga, but it didn't feel like I was like dying from it. Like I was just like, oh yeah, whatever. Let's just get through this. I liked the undertones of narcotics and like addiction.
Yeah,
I liked.
That's true.
You know what? You know what's my least favorite thing about this arc, though? Why they always gotta hoe my boy Smoker? They always are hoeing my boy Smoker, man. Like, come on! I finally thought he was gonna be a badass. Like, I'm like, yeah, look.
I mean, he kind of still was. Come on, he had some good moments.
Fucked up like 3 times in this arc. Like, he literally just gets destroyed in this arc a lot.
Yeah, it's fair.
Like he gets destroyed by what's homeboy's name that always has the food stuck to his face?
Virgo,
yeah. He gets fucked up by Virgo. Like I went back and watched that on the anime the other day because I only read it, and I was just like, man, this was his time. Like this could have been the moment where we see him beat somebody who's competent, you know, not just somebody who's weak. Like beat somebody who's a real threat, but no, instead they just have him get destroyed.
But to be fair,
so yeah,
I don't think Smoker should be strong enough to take out one of the strongest men of Doflamingo.
Well, I wanted him to be like kind of like how Garp and Roger were, but I think that the way the story's going, maybe that's what they intended at first, but I think now
that's just not
they
his
want
role.
to do that with. Yeah, I think they want to do that with Kobe.
Kobe, if anything.
Yeah. So I think that like that's where they're going with it. They're gonna make Kobe his Garp, where he's like, oh no, I'm still a Marine, but we're like almost the same level of strength. You know, like we're somewhere in the same universe. Whereas like,
I disagree. Like, Kobe is pretty weak in comparison to Luffy.
Kobe's not there right now at all. No, Kobe's not even close to there right now.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in the future, look how fast Kobe's advancing. He went from not being able to do anything 2 years ago, or like 2.5 years ago, to being a fucking captain. Yeah. He's where Smoker was at the beginning of this show right now, and you know that he's stronger than Smoker, right? Like he's for sure stronger than Smoker.
Right now? I don't think so.
No, dude, yes.
Smoker with his Logia, he's still a pretty good armament fighter and stuff. Nah, Kobe doesn't beat Smoker.
Kobe, like, there's this thing I can't. What is it called? Rocky Port incident, I think.
Yes.
And I believe that's the one that that Kobe got like accolades and got brought up.
Yep.
Because of that, like brought up in the Marines. And they talk about that as if it was like a superhuman feat. I just cannot imagine Smoker doing that. Like, obviously, we're gonna have to see more from Kobe to like, because really all that we have from Kobe.
I just watched like, Reverie, and they didn't make a big deal out of that. They really didn't. They just said, "Oh, it's cool. He protected the civilians." Anyways, let's just rank this arc and get this over with.
What are we on? Punk Hazard?
Punk Hazard. Yeah, there was a huge tangent.
Okay. So I'm gonna put Punk Hazard at nothing special happened.
Yeah, I fully agree.
It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. I liked it. Like, I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely not nearly like Luffy helped me get through. Although there was that bit in the middle, I do agree, where they're just running from smoke. That is a little tough to get through, but it's not to the point where I'd literally be like struggling to get through it. I still got through it pretty easy.
To be fair, looking at the other stuff and nothing special happened, I prefer it to those, but it's not on the level of Super. So
yeah, I agree.
Let's leave it there and move on to Dressrosa. The first half of Dressrosa is peak One Piece, and the second half of Dressrosa is also really good, But
I thought you were gonna say it's also peak One Piece. I'm like, why didn't you just say the whole thing is peak One Piece? You're gonna say that?
Okay, so the first part. Okay, let me just talk about the first part for a second. The whole thing with the Colosseum fight.
Okay.
I consider the first half being until they turn back the toys.
Okay.
And that whole part, man, the Colosseum fights. Every time it cut away from the Colosseum, I was furious because I loved that so much.
But you know what? That says a lot about that though, because when they cut away from the Colosseum, I was like, fuck, get back to the Colosseum. And then I would have these moments where I'd be like, oh, actually, I'm still kind of interested in what Frankie and the toy guy are doing.
Yes!
Oh, actually, I'm kind of still interested in it. Like, it'd be like, you're really upset at first, and then you realize how good the other stuff that's going on still is.
That's
like,
exactly what I wanted to say.
That, like, dude, you gotta admit, too, the Colosseum had so many hype moments in and of itself, and then they bring back Sabo.
Yes! Oh my god!
It's like, I was not fucking ready for that. When I saw that part, I'm so happy that I didn't get that spoiled in a teching video or something.
I did, but it still was amazing.
I was fucking hype. I was not ready for that. But the hype very quickly fell down whenever I watched, I forgot whose video, but somebody did a video basically being like, you know what, I kind of don't like that they brought him back, and it kind of did bring it down to earth a little bit for me, but it's still a really cool moment. Like, you can't deny that.
I disagree with that. To be fair, Sabo was basically made to be brought back.
Yeah, but so the problem is, they basically just got rid of Ace, and then we're like, alrighty, so anyways, Ace 2.0 here. I wish
No,
Sabo
I don't
had
think
more
so.
of his
I
own
think
thing
Ace
going
has had a very different role from Sabo.
In what way?
Ace was
obviously
Ace was the brother Luffy looked up to, and the brother Luffy just kind of followed in his footsteps of. But Sabo is something more like he's maybe gonna be an ally in the future or something. It's not something that's really driving Luffy in any shape.
You know what's a really interesting point about like Sabo that I think is so cool? That like this is something that One Piece does that is like it's mind-boggling that like he could have this kind of restraint as an author. Dude, he literally has Luffy's dad's right-hand man right here, and they never fucking talk about it. They never are like, how's my dad doing? Oh, you know my dad? I don't even know the guy. Like,
but you know Luffy doesn't care at all.
He doesn't give a fuck. He could care less that his dad is literally the most powerful man in the world. Like, like he does not give a fuck. He's just like, no, I'm worried about myself, son. I don't really care about him.
Yeah.
I don't know that guy. He means nothing to me. So it's just like, that is a really crazy thing about this too, is that we meet Sabo and they never bring that up. Like, it's just fucking crazy. But yeah, so I actually do like Sabo overall. I don't think that he's like quite in, I was just bringing up that guy's argument, but I don't think he's quite Ace 2.0.
Same, yeah.
I do see the complaints that people are saying where they're like, well, it kind of sucks that you like kind of take away from Ace's death a little bit by being like, oh yeah, so we killed this guy off. But anyways, he has another brother just to fill in. But and I can see how you also another point in that direction. I can also see how you might think that this was kind of like Oda wasn't thinking about this at the beginning and he kind of just threw this in, which I could see. And I don't even think it really matters if that's the case or not, because I think that Sabo is good enough of a character to stand on his own regardless.
Oda just made up the supernovas. And could you imagine One Piece without the supernovas? Like,
yeah, so like
imagine not having law.
A lot of people use that as an argument to be like, see, well, it's not good. That doesn't mean it's not good. That just means that like he's a talented author. Like, it just shows you like, listen, he like thought of this thing on a fucking whim and look how good it is, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, anyways. I will say that like, anyways, yeah, we're getting bogged down on Sabo. But yeah, the first half, I totally agree. Amazing.
I'm sorry, I gotta take some time to spread the word. God D Usopp is created in this arc, and I love that. Man, I was sitting there with my hands raised up for like half an hour while this was going on when Usopp turns back all the toys, and
which is something that's
he gets
kind of underrated.
beat to
I feel like not a lot
shit.
of people talk about that.
And Hyruddin picks him up, lifts him over all of the other guys, and praises him like basically like a god. And then from Sabo's attack, the whole ceiling crumbles and the light shines through, and Usopp tries to speak to them, but his words get lost, and he says he will lead them, and everybody's cheering. God, Usopp! Man,
I love, dude, my favorite thing about all of that is whenever the Tontadas literally like worship him. Like they literally make a statue of him.
Yes!
Which I love this arc too. This is I think there's I don't want to misspeak, but I think that there's 2 moments like this in the New World where he really does something big. where it's like, holy shit, if Usopp wouldn't have been here, you know, like, it's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, if he would not have been here, we would have been fucked.
I mean, there was another moment in this arc. So there's one moment where Law and Luffy meet Sugar for a second time, and she wants to turn them into toys, and Usopp in that moment awakens his, what's the haki called? God damn it.
Oh, observation.
He awakens
wait.
his observation haki and snipes that little drawing of his face through the window. That was also an amazing part.
Cool moment. That was a cool moment. I need to watch that animated. I would actually really like to see that moment animated now that I think about it. I've only ever read that.
Yeah, it was fun. Moving on to the second half, I didn't really care much about the individual small fights with the Don Quixote family. I actually didn't really care at all about most of the members of the Don Quixote family.
What about Frankie and is it Senor Pink?
Senor Pink, yeah. The
Frankie and Senor
flashback
Pink.
of Senor Pink, I found really cool, and of course I knew about that beforehand. But the fight itself was just kind of throwing punches and doing wrestling moves.
But I just like that because it's like yeah, Frankie's way over the top, this guy's way over the top. Just really fucking cool moment between these two over the top ass people.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool.
And then also I thought like, okay, overall underwhelming, I agree, but Pika versus Zoro, like it has a cool moment or two.
Yeah, that was the one big fight that kind of stood out next to Luffy versus Doflamingo.
Yeah, but yeah, obviously Luffy and Law versus Doflamingo is like pretty fucking good.
But the people against the flag guy, or the guy who can blow stuff up, and or that half fishman boy, those were just kind of meh and boring. But
Yeah.
when Luffy starts really fighting Doflamingo and whipping out Gear 4th for the first time,
Yeah.
I was jumping! Of course, the best part about this arc was the fight, and the first part was amazing as well. I just don't think that the middle part holds up. But overall,
Well, that being said, would you still put it? This is okay. So I think the real question here, and I think you would agree with me, is this a I want to live for this, or is this One Piece hype is real?
so to me, the good parts of the arc stand out enough to make it I want to live for this.
Okay, I can agree with that. I would have been happy with either. I can see what you mean with the middle part. I could see where you'd be like, okay, well, it does slow down. But I think also you're comparing the arc to itself, which says something about how good
Yes,
the arc
yes.
is, right?
Anyways, let's move on to Zoe. Oh god, we didn't even mention the Straw Hat Grand Fleet at the last one. But we are already past that. So Zoe was, I mean, not a lot really happened in present time, Zoe.
Zoe, I thought it was a nice change of pace. It was kind of cool to go from something so fucking long to something where it's like, all right, you know, let's just get in a little break, you know,
Yeah.
like slow down a little bit. The main thing, I guess, is that we meet the minks.
Yes.
We get to see they have like little electrical powers and shit.
So I'm a
I don't know,
huge
what else
fan
was I
of the two leaders, Nekomamushi and Inoue.
Oh, bro,
Inu.
Nekomamushi is a really strong part of this.
Yeah, I love those two. I love that
Fight with Jack.
Brooke writes a song about Nekomamushi, but it just doesn't fit the character at all. That was hilarious to me.
Yeah. Speaking of Nekomamushi, him and what's the other guy's name? Fuck. Inuyasha. I don't know.
like that.
I don't know how to say that guy's name.
Yeah.
But but him and Nekomamushi fighting Jack, like the whole Jack plot line.
Yes.
Was really cool. It's
The
our first
flashback,
real
basically.
introduction to the Beast Pirates. Yeah, the flashback, the 17 days thing or whatever, which I found to be really fucking cool. That was really cool.
I loved how different they approached Jack. Like, Inuarashi
Yeah.
started out with being very diplomatic, and once the day cycle changes and Nekomamushi comes out, he just jumps in, grabs Jack, and flips him over, full on aggression.
When do we meet Carrot?
I think we meet her right at the beginning, because
Yeah,
she
like towards the beginning
she
of this arc, right?
wants to fight Zoro. Yeah.
So the problem with Carrot is that she is not an interesting character at all to me. I don't know how you feel about her. Like when everybody's always like, "Oh, Carrot for Straw Hats," I'm like, I'm good. I could do without that. I would rather have somebody cooler. The only thing that she has, which by the way we haven't talked about this at all, but the Sulong form, that is cool.
Yeah.
But
So
other than that-
about Carrot, I know I'm on the same page with you with that. I don't get the whole Carrot for Straw Hats. I mean, I guess at the end of Whole Cake, I kind of get it, but she doesn't feel like a Straw Hat candidate to me. But I also don't get the hate for it. I wouldn't mind if she would become a new Straw Hat member.
I don't think
just
that's a good way to look at it though, because if you wouldn't mind, that means like you wouldn't really be happy either. You'd just be like, oh well.
I mean,
Like
I'd be
if
cool with
somebody's
it.
joining the fucking Straw Hats, I want to be like hyped for it. Like I want to be like, oh shit, this person's joining. Like Jinbei, oh shit, Jinbei's joining the Straw Hats. You know, like that's crazy.
I mean,
but whenever you hear
I think a lot of people's perspective on new Straw Hat members changed. Because, I mean, before Jinbei, the last time we got a new crew member, it was literally, we're walking on a ship, we see a skeleton, we invite him. There was nothing there before Brooke's flashback and stuff.
Yeah, but like the way Brooke turned out was cool. Like it turned out to be like, oh shit, yeah, he's a really
Yeah,
interesting guy,
and
cool
I
background.
just think
But I
Carrot
think
didn't have that attention yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's like just Carrot hasn't gotten there yet. But I do feel like we've seen a good amount from Carrot. Like she's throughout this arc, and then I'm not saying anything else. But she's throughout this arc. That's all you need to know.
I haven't seen Wano yet, so maybe that changes things a bit. But I feel like so far she's just tagged along. But anyways, I don't think there's much more to talk about with this arc, except for really. Sanji getting taken away by Beiji.
Oh yeah, that's a really big part. Yeah, which they basically are like, they're basically like, hey, you either come with us or we're going and fucking killing the no leg guy, and we're also going to go kill the, which I don't know if they could even do this, but they're also going to go to the Kamabaka Kingdom.
Yeah.
And
they want to kill
those guys up. So
everyone Sanji cares about.
So they really threatened him hard with that. So I guess he really had no point.
And
no
I mean,
choice. But
Big Mom does have the power to do this.
I don't know if Big Mom has the power to beat the Kamabaka Kingdom though.
Oof.
Because
I'm gonna talk about that when we get to Whole Cake.
I think the Revolutionary Army would have stepped in there. But anyways.
I'm saying no chance. But anyways,
crazy.
Let's rank this arc. What are your thoughts?
Do you think it's super or nothing special happened?
No. I disagree with both of them because I thought the arc was really cool, even though not much did happen. But it also was a really short arc. I really liked it. So I mean, if you want to go with super, we can go super. I would have put it in the One Piece Hype is Real.
I don't think I can put it quite up there. I think it was good. I liked also, one thing we didn't talk about, which I really like, which we don't have to spend a lot of time on, is like all of the lore.
Yes.
And like there's a lot of lore, like with Zunisha and whatnot.
Also, this is where they introduced the road poneglyphs.
Oh yeah. Oh, good point. Yeah, there's a lot of lore stuff. You know what? Super is good. I was gonna say maybe put it up in One Piece Hype is Real, but I still don't think I can put it up that high. So I'm good at super.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
What's next?
So next up is Whole Cake Island, and I finished this arc today, so I have fresh thoughts.
I'm gonna let you start and say everything you want to say, and then I'll come in afterwards because you are definitely going to be the better person as far as remembering shit right now.
So going into this arc, I didn't expect the world, because people, when they talk about Whole Cake, they talk about stuff they didn't like and how they don't like Big Mom or how it drags or something, and I disagree with every single point. This arc is the best arc post time skip so far. I haven't seen Wano yet. Again. This arc, it blew me away. It had not a single dull moment. From the beginning where they try to follow Sanji. They first land on Cacao Island and they get helped out by Pudding, who then helps them get into the seducing woods where they're basically trapped for a while. There first we get the Luffy versus Cracker fight, which I really loved. And I think it was really cut down with One Piece because I feel like in the normal anime it took up way more episodes, but it was
they
really
took up
short.
Too much time in the normal anime, I will say that. But I think that just based off of what you're saying right now, they might have done too much because in the manga I feel like there was an appropriate amount. Like they showed enough.
There wasn't that much of the fight, but what was there I really enjoyed. Luffy, oh man, Tank Man is such a goofy power, but yeah. Anyways, and moving on to them actually meeting Sanji and Sanji beating the crap out of Luffy to save face in front of Big Mom and the Germa, and like him turning around and sitting in the carriage crying. Man, I loved it.
Dude, this was one complaint that I hear a lot about this is they're like, man, I thought it was going to be all about Sanji. And I'm like, dude, did you not see the first half of that? Yeah, like the first half of that was about Sanji. There was nobody else that it was about. It was about Sanji.
I mean, right until the end, Sanji saves the day.
Yeah.
Sanji saves Luffy when he... Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Okay, so I love this arc, especially so one thing, whenever you started talking, I was immediately like, there are a lot of people that hate on this arc. And I don't understand. Maybe they just had preconceived notions going into it, but maybe it was because I've seen some teching videos. I kind of knew what was going to happen, and so I think that might have actually helped me in this situation because I wasn't like, oh, well, I'm expecting this and then this happens. The whole time I went into it kind of knowing what's going to happen. I think that actually helped in this case because it made me really appreciate all of the Sanji moments. It really made me appreciate like the sister. What's her name?
Reiju.
Reiju, yeah. So yeah, Reiju is a really cool character because like she's the only other one other than Sanji that has any semblance of emotions.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated her character in general in this arc.
Man, her
and
in
then
the
I also,
flashback when she
Yeah.
pushes away Sanji to make him run away. Man,
Yeah.
that was such an emotional moment.
It was hard to watch. And then
Yeah.
like the moments where she's like basically saying to Sanji like, I have to treat you like this or else they'll like know both of us have some sort of like
They-
you know
they'll
feelings
bully
or
me
whatever.
like they
That
do
part was
you.
hard to watch. Yeah, and that won't help anybody, which I agree. Like it almost seems cowardice whenever you hear it, but it's totally true.
No.
Like there's no reason for them to attack
Yeah.
both of them. And also if they did attack her like that, she couldn't help him out in little ways. And also I don't think that she's fully like Sanji.
No,
I think that she's
not.
somewhere in between them.
Yeah.
I think that it would've
she's
been-
by far not as kind as Sanji is made in this arc.
Yeah, she's somewhere in between. I also like the brief. So one thing that I hear complain about a lot that I totally agree. Don't you wish there would have been more fights between Sanji and Judge? And also,
No.
how much of the? I wish there would have been. I wish there would have been more of a clash. There's like a slight clash, but I wish it would have been like a fucking crazy thing.
I think that was not the point of the Sanji Judge thing. Because at the end, I mean, that's what I really appreciate about the Germa. Because at first, we hate the Germa. Like, Oda makes us hate those bastards. The way they beat up
Yeah.
Sanji for no reason at all, we really hate the Germa. But by the end, when they come in to save the day, man, I was cheering so hard.
What did you think about Pudding and Sanji?
Oh, man, I would have loved for them to get a happier ending.
Isn't that a weird thing? Because like Pudding is one of those characters where it's hard for you to like her or dislike her. Like
No,
like,
I
think
love
end
Pudding.
up, I think I ultimately end up liking her, but there's moments where they try to almost make her dislikable.
Yeah.
But I think that in the end, I'm like, okay, well, I see like where she's coming from, and like she's always been tormented for the third eye, and then Sanji says the thing like, oh, I think you're beautiful.
So
And I
about
think that
Pudding,
was like such a sweet moment.
yeah, the notion that the Big Mom family has is like when she acts kind towards Sanji and when she's like the nice girl, there she's acting. And when she's being the mean little evil bitch, then that's the real her. But I think it's the other way around. I think the Big Mom family made her to be that little evil kid. But actually, she would be a sweet girl. And I think
This is
the
the second time that Sanji gets cucked, by the way. Like he almost got him with Violet in
Right!
Dressrosa,
Oh my God!
and then he almost gets him with Pudding this time, but it doesn't work out again. Poor
Yeah.
guy.
So I really like Pudding. I think she's just haunted by her family.
What do you think about like the wedding and the big cake?
Oh yeah, I wanted to get to the wedding. So
All right, let's go.
before the wedding, we get the whole thing with Beiji, and Beiji trying to assassinate Big Mom. And I just love how Luffy, the only thing he cares about is making a fun entrance.
Yeah. Whenever they're like sitting there like talking about everything, and then Luffy's just like, dude, I don't really give a fuck about all this, but we do have to do something cool whenever we come
And
in."
it's so in character. But if you think about
it
it, that decision was the reason why Big Mom went into her hunger pang.
Yeah, true.
Because
True.
without that, the cake would have been fine. She could have just eaten the cake, and nothing would have happened.
One thing I do want to bring up while we're talking about Big Mom, I mean, I guess I'm skipping ahead a hair, but Brooke
Yes.
going against Big Mom. Holy
Oh
shit.
god. Yes.
That was crazy.
Man, Brooke is such a goat.
Bro, did that not like literally make you like just scream? Whatever. It's like, oh my god.
Yes.
Dude, Brooke is going. Obviously, nothing happens. I mean, you get smacked, but but still, holy shit! Like he had the balls to go after Big Mom.
The second time he faces Big Mom, he's the reason they get Zeus for Nami.
Yeah.
He cuts up Zeus. Anyways,
We
back
also
to
have
the wedding.
flashback. Oh wait, go ahead. Good.
At the wedding, we get the flashback of Mother Caramel and Big Mom's past. And I think,
what I was about to bring up.
like, that's for sure is one of the best flashbacks in all of One Piece.
It makes you actually feel more than so. Big Mom up until this point almost feels like a force of nature
Yeah.
and not a person, right? And then, but once you go back and see, like, wow, this is actually kind of tragic. Like, her parents just fucking abandoned her ass, and like, Caramel was kind of Caramel was kind of taking advantage of her a little bit. Like, it's a weird thing because it kind of makes you feel bad for her. You're like, man, that sucks. That's a shitty situation.
But
I think it's just viewing her as a child.
I mean, she stays a force of nature throughout that but
Yeah.
she's a child under that, and I think
Yeah.
she's still kind of a child even as an old woman now.
Yeah, I don't think she ever like got to grow up because of
Yeah.
all of that, right?
And
Or if there even was a possibility of her growing up. I don't even know if it was possible.
I mean, I think that was the first time, or at least the first time we know of, when she goes into a hunger pang, and she wrecks the giants' village.
Mm-hmm.
Man, she wrecks the giants.
That says a lot for how powerful she is, by the way.
Yeah, people always say like she's the weakest Yonko. Dude, what makes you think that? She fucking took out a giant with one swing.
Saying she's the weakest Yonko, that's a tough. Even now, I don't know who's the weakest Yonko. Like I don't know. I'm not saying she is. I'm not saying she isn't. I just don't know.
Saying Big Mom is the weakest Yonko is a weak mindset. There we go. Memes, we're relatable.
Say, I kind of hinted at this earlier. I feel like they ran away from Big Mom for way too long. That took fucking forever. That was a lot.
So I binged that, so it's so fresh in my memory. I disagree. I don't think they run from Big Mom herself for that long. They run from her forces, and they always have to pull out a new thing.
I guess I can see where you could say that makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Like they're always having to find unique ways to get away and like figure out
the first time where Big Mom chases them, they run through the seducing woods, and that was the first time where Nami takes control over Zeus. That made them get away from Big Mom the first time. So that was really cool to me. Then they get to the ship, and there's Katakuri, and there's Perospero. By the way, I love Perospero. And Pedro has to sacrifice himself to help them get away. Then they're chased by ships. And first of all, Luffy has to get into the mirror world. Then they're chased by the whole Big Mom fleet is on their tail. And I mean, they have to pull out so much different stuff to escape. Like Sulong, that was just one part to escape from one situation. Like it took literally everyone in the crew who was there to make it out of Totland.
Like it was like a miracle that they got out of there.
Yeah.
One thing we haven't talked about yet that I think everybody's probably sitting there like, what the fuck are they not talking about this yet? Is Luffy versus Katakuri.
Yes.
So I want to know where you exactly line up on this. So for me, this is the best fight in One Piece.
I was about to say that.
Like I don't know how you could argue anything else.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of really good fights in One Piece. Like obviously Luffy versus Usopp. You got Luffy and Law versus Doflamingo. But this, holy shit! It shows you so much about both sides. It doesn't just show you Luffy being a badass. It shows you Katakuri being a badass, and Katakuri really shows his honor in this fight. Like
I love Katakuri.
Luffy, and he gains more respect for him. His sister, I guess, like stabs Luffy, and he's like, fuck you. Now I gotta make this even. Stabs his trident through his neck. I'm like, what? I'm like, dude, if this were me and I were in a fight with Luffy, I'd be like, looks like I'm winning now. but he says, no, I gotta make this even now, and he stabs himself. And I love how the aspect of like willpower, where it's like, dude, this guy just won't fucking give up. He keeps getting up.
And that's basically what kind of inspires, or it looked like it inspired Katakuri. Yeah,
because I think Katakuri always thought like it was like just sheer strength until this, and now he's like, oh, well, like I was technically stronger than him, but he just wanted it more than I did, and that's why he won.
And it makes it's not like a thing where it's a Deus Ex Machina. It makes sense from the character's perspective. What I wanted to mention is the fight was amazing at the beginning. The whole first part of them just going at each other, and then when Luffy pulls out Snake Man,
yeah,
and just the animation quality skyrockets, and they go at it.
Cool does that form look first? That was
like just oh my god,
so cool.
But I think people have a misconception about Snake Man. I think people think Snake Man is stronger than Bound Man. But
it's just
I disagree. Utility. Bound Man is the stronger one. Snake Man is just fast.
Faster,
just fast as fuck.
I think it just depends on which one he needs in that instance, but I don't think it's stronger. But yeah, this fight is so fucking good. I love how like Katakuri starts out being like, you fucking like I don't care about you. Like I'm just gonna destroy. And then he ends up being like, wow, I've gained some humanity from this. Yeah. He beat me because he had the will to beat me, not because I was weaker than him. I mean, I think it also says something about One Piece as a whole. And I think that we're gonna find more about this whenever we start learning more about Roger. I bet we're gonna find out that Roger wasn't the most powerful being in the planet. Like he was one, like obviously Luffy's one of the most powerful beings on the planet, but he's not the most powerful. He just knows he can win because he has one, willpower, and two, he's crafty, you know.
Yeah. At the end of Whole Cake Island of the arc, we get a little bit more insight into Brûlé and Katakuri's relationship, and I really hope Katakuri, Brûlé, because I mean, Brûlé was kind of a joke, but I love Brûlé. Yeah. I hope Katakuri, Brûlé, and Pudding get out of Totland and make a better future for themselves.
Pudding, yes. Brûlé can go fuck herself.
No, Brûlé is the only one who really actually cares for Katakuri. Give her a break.
Oh, wait, am I confusing the characters? Isn't she the one that whenever she saw his mouth was like, ah?
Oh, no. Sorry. No, Brûlé is the witch lady who has the mirror world.
My bad, yeah.
I mean, she got messed up because of Katakuri. Like we learn in a flashback. And she still loves him so much, and she's the only one who really cares for him.
I got confused. But yeah, like overall, I can 100% say this arc deserves, and I know you're gonna agree with me, deserves to be an I want to live for this.
Yes!
I think that a lot of people have these conceptions that it should be one thing or another, but for what it actually is and what it actually presents to the story and what it actually does for all of the characters involved, you have to put it in I want to live for this.
Honestly, I think reading it weekly made it worse for some people, because then of course it feels longer. But people, go back, rewatch it in one pace. It's so good. It's probably my second favorite arc ever. Or my third. I don't know. The third probably.
The page the second you started talking about One Piece, because I'm like, that sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So yeah.
We took our sweet ass time for that one. Let's finish it up with Reverie.
Reverie's short and sweet.
I'll let you start.
I like Reverie because, well, one, it's just really cool to like get to see Vivi and everything again, like and like see all of the princesses interacting. I really like that part about it. I also really like. Really, my favorite moment in all of Reverie is whenever I can never remember their names, but the celestial dragon guy punches the other one.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna mention that.
That moment was badass.
Yeah.
Whenever
the first time
he's like, no,
you actually like a celestial dragon.
Yeah. Because before that, it was always like, oh man, fuck these guys. I hate these guys. Oh, we also learned about the what's his name, Im-sama.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a really big thing. We learned about the big straw hat.
Yeah. But to be fair, those things are all kind of just foreshadowing, I guess. Or like they hint at stuff that might happen in the future, and we don't learn a lot about the straw hat or about the pictures he cuts up or anything.
This is another one of those arcs where we really needed this right when it happened, right? Like it was like yeah, we need a good break. Like holy shit, we've gone through a lot. We just went through 100 chapter or about 100 chapters or whatever, how many episodes of Whole Cake. We need a break. Let's just regather everything. And
honestly, this arc to me feels like post Ennis Lobby. So
yeah,
I feel like
it does.
To me, it doesn't even really feel like an arc. It's like a in-between arcs thing. It's, dude, don't get me wrong on that. It's an amazing arc. Every second is like
none of it's wasted.
None of it's wasted. Yeah, it's three one-page episodes, and every second was.
Hello.
I'm losing my thoughts.
Okay, I was like, oh, did I just lose him?
No, you lost my mind.
You never had that to begin with. You were always crazy.
And we kind of get to look all over the world. We get to see the Revolutionary Army. We get to see all the characters we've met in the past meet up again. And I mean, the moment where all the girls start to fanboy over Luffy, that was just cute.
Yeah, I like that. I also just like seeing everybody interact. Like, it's just kind of cool just to see them all interact, you know. And there's like some moments where the Straw Hats are on the ship just chilling, which I like too.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I got really scared for a second when the Charlos Celestial Dragon guy wanted to take Shirahoshi.
Oh yeah, for a split second,
they couldn't have done anything.
Yeah, there's nothing you do, and then all of a sudden that one fucking goat walks up and goes, bitch, boom, hits him with like a pole or something. Anytime that Charlos gets,
it was like the thing that Kaido carries around, like something like that.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what it's called.
When he fucking like just knocks him into the next dimension with that, I'm like, yes.
But imagine if Neptune actually stepped in and would have done something.
Because it almost started a war.
Yes,
like
it
that's
would have
literally
been
what almost happened.
Done.
like all of the work for like the Fishman and humans relations would have been gone in that instant. I anytime that he gets his ass beat, I'm happy, by the way.
Yes.
Because I hate that motherfucker.
He deserves it.
He is one of the most hateable characters in the show, and every time he gets his ass beat, I'm happy.
Again, I think it's amazing. I think, Luffy getting a 1.5 billion berry bounty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and the best thing is that he starts off thinking that it's gone down.
He thinks it's 150 million, so he's like, no!
Yeah, but anyways, again, I don't really see this as a full arc, so I don't want to put it too far up there, but I still think it deserves the One Piece hype is real.
Yeah, because I was gonna try to argue for Super, but no, there was a lot of, and like also you have to realize how dense it is, right? Like you have to take that into account. It's a very short like mini arc. Yeah, it's not a full ass arc, and so for it to have as much impact
3 episodes in One Piece.
Yeah, dude, to have all of that happen in one thing, One Piece hype is real is fair, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow, and that's it. This is the official best ever One Piece arcs tier list. You can't disagree.
You can't. It's objective.
Yes, absolutely.
How does it feel to be almost caught up with One Piece, by the way?
Man, it's scary. It's so scary because I'm so hyped to keep watching and keep watching. Yeah. I'm gonna watch more episodes after I'm done editing immediately. So Wano, I'm coming.
Dude, I'm excited to see what you have to say about Wano. I'm really excited for you to be there.
Yeah. But again, people, go back, check out One Piece, rewatch Whole Cake Island, because, dude, that arc is so good. I hate when people hate on that one.
I kind of want to rewatch it after hearing about how passionate you are about it, to be honest.
Yeah, like, really, I think it's top 2, maybe top 3, if I don't remember the other ones that well.
What are your top 3 right now?
My top 3 are, first, Water 7, second, Marineford, and yeah.
That's solid. That's solid.
And I think it might, I think overall it was stronger than Marineford. It didn't have those impactful moments at the end, so I don't think it can top Marineford, but I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, that's a tough sell for me too. But anyways,
this is so sad. This is it. This will be the last video until One Piece ends, probably. The last tier list.
If it ends.
And I will put a link to the tier list in the description. You can tag me on Twitter if you do it, which would be really fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And even if you don't, you should check me out on Twitter. Twitter.com/The Siron Show. Yeah, The Siron Show. It will probably be on screen if I don't mess that up. And yeah, check out Tyler D.OE. He's an amazing guy. I mean,
it's Tyler D.OE, first of all.
Oh my god, Tyler D.OE. I didn't even know.
It's actually not.
It should be, though.
I know, somebody said that on Twitter one time, and I've just stole that joke ever since, and I don't remember who said it at first.
Yeah, it's cool. So check out his channel. It's in the description and probably popping up with the eye icon right now or something like that. And with that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget that madness is our only hope, and smile, motherfucker!